The forest at night is never truly silent. To a man who listens, it speaks in whispers. The rustle of a pine needle, the distant call of an owl, the wind humming through the tall sequoias. For Jonathan Keller, it was a familiar song. He'd been a forest ranger in Northern California for 12 years. A veteran of a different kind of war, he now kept watch over a different kind of territory. It was the fall of 1964. The world was looking up, talking about satellites and moonshots. But Jonathan's world was the earth beneath his boots, the scent of pine, and the endless quiet sky. He was finishing a routine patrol, his pickup truck bouncing down the old logging road back towards the station. The radio crackled with static, a news report about some new Soviet satellite. He reached to turn it off. And that's when everything stopped. Not just the radio. The truck's engine sputtered and died. The headlights faded to nothing. The dashboard lights winked out. A complete, utter electrical failure. The only sound was the soft creak of the cooling engine. Jonathan stepped out into the crisp night air, looking at his truck in confusion. Then he looked up. There, hovering just above the tree line of a distant ridge, was a light. It wasn't a star. It was too low, too focused. A steady, unmoving emerald green glow. It cast no beam, illuminated nothing around it. It just was. And it was perfectly, profoundly silent. Every logical thought told him to stay put. But the ranger in him, the guardian, had to investigate. He grabbed his heavy flashlight, dead of course, and started walking. The walk felt longer than it was. The forest around him had fallen into a hush so deep it felt heavy. No crickets, no wind, nothing. It was as if the world was holding its breath. As he neared the ridge, the green light pulsed once, softly. Not a flash, but a gentle wave of light across its surface. And then, a discontinuity. He was climbing one moment. In the next scene, he was lying on his back, staring at a ceiling that was not the sky. It was smooth, curved, and emitted a soft, sourceless white light. He sat up slowly. The air was temperatureless, odorless. It felt processed. That's when he saw them. 3 figures stood a few feet away. Tall, slender, almost willowy. Their skin had a strange metallic sheen, like liquid mercury under moonlight. But it was their eyes that held him. Large, almond-shaped, and a deep, vivid amethyst purple. They had no nose, no mouth that he could see, just those serene, observing purple eyes. He should have been terrified, but a strange calm washed over him. There was no malice in their gaze, only a profound clinical curiosity. One of them stepped forward. Its movement was fluid, graceful. It extended a long, 3-fingered hand and placed it gently on Jonathan's chest. There was no heat, no cold, just a gentle pressure, and with it a thought, not a word, a pure concept blooming in his mind like a flower opening. Observation, no harm. The fear melted away, replaced by awe. He was being studied, and he understood somehow that he was safe. They guided him, not with touches but with subtle gestures of those slender hands, to a different part of the vessel. That's what it was. He knew it now. A wall in front of him simply dissolved, becoming transparent. And Jonathan Keller, the forest ranger, saw Earth, not on a map, not in a magazine. The planet itself, hanging in the infinite black velvet of space. Swirling white clouds over brilliant blue oceans, the brown and green tapestry of continents. He saw the curve, the beautiful, fragile curve of the horizon. He'd seen photographs, but this was alive. This was real. Tears he didn't know he had welled up in his eyes. All the borders, all the conflicts, all the noise. From here, it was just home. A single, breathtaking masterpiece. The being beside him tilted its head, those purple eyes reflecting the blue marble. A shared understanding passed between them, wordless. The next room was smaller. In its center, on a pedestal, lay what looked like a simple, dull gray river stone. The lead was being gestured toward it. Cautiously, Jonathan picked it up. The moment his fingers made contact, the stone activated. Light, color, and movement erupted from its core, not as a projection on a wall, but as a three-dimensional scene hanging in the air between them. He saw ancient humans, not drawings, but living, breathing people. He watched as one struggled with flint and tinder, a spark catching, the first tiny flame leaping to life. The joy on the figure's face was palpable. He could almost feel the heat. This was no movie. It was a memory, a record you could hold in your hand, a book you could feel. The thought appeared in his mind, clear as his own. All knowledge is a seed. It waits for the right soil, the right season. Later, he sat with the one he thought of as the keeper. No words were spoken. The communication was a flow of images, feelings, and concepts. He saw a vast, shimmering web of light with countless points of connection. A thought came. You are a guardian of one thread. We are guardians of the web. Life is interconnected. Your thread is fraying. We observe the pattern. Jonathan formed a thought question, pushing it toward the keeper. Will you return? The answer was not in words, but in a vision. He saw the forest, his forest, but seen through a different lens. He saw the energy in the trees, the silent communication in the fungal networks under the soil, the delicate balance of every living thing. It was overwhelming. We are always here, the concept formed. You must learn to see. There was a final gentle pulse of light from the keeper's hand. The white room, the purple eyes, the silent ship. It all faded into a brilliant, warm white. He awoke on his back. The scent of pine resin and damp earth filled his nostrils. The morning sun was filtering through the giant sequoias, painting the ground in long, golden stripes. He was lying beside his silent truck. He stood up, his body stiff. He checked his watch, a sturdy army-issue thing. The date. It showed that 9 days had passed. 9 days. He drove back to the station on a dead battery, pushing the truck in neutral down the slopes. His report was a mess. He mentioned the light, the lost time. They sent a doctor. They blamed stress, isolation, maybe a fugue state. His truck's electrical system was fried, they said. A freak short circuit, case closed. Jonathan stopped talking about it, but he never stopped seeing it. He'd walk his patrols. And now he saw the forest not just as trees and animals, but as the living, breathing web the keeper had shown him. He saw the patterns in the lichen, the intelligence in the way a deer trail wound through the undergrowth. He carried the memory of the earth, hanging alone in the dark. It filled him with a sadness and a love so deep it ached. He wrote it all down in a series of logbooks disguised as routine ranger notes. Observed unusual fungal growth pattern, indicative of deeper network health. That was code for the web. Night sky exceptionally clear, a reminder of scale. That was code for the blue marble. They didn't give him a piece of future technology. They gave him a new pair of eyes. They showed him that the universe wasn't about wires and signals waiting to be invented. It was about connections waiting to be perceived. And sometimes, on the deepest, darkest, quietest nights when the weight of the human world feels too heavy, Jonathan Keller walks out onto his porch. He looks up at the maze of stars, and he doesn't look for ships or lights. He looks for the pattern. He looks for the web. And he knows with a certainty that needs no proof, that he is not just looking at it, he is a part of it.